up, YouTube? We back at it again. Another reaction. Airplay Beats, Lon Chi. And today we're reacting to 200 Cadillacs. Elvis's 200 Cadillacs. This is part two. So make sure y'all go back and check out part one if y'all ain't seen that one yet. But here we go, part two. That's some big cars. They long.
During the wee hours of the morning, a little lady and her husband were walking by on the sidewalk, peeking in the window, and Elvis walked out and asked her what she was doing. She said she was looking to see what was going on. Do you want a Cadillac? And she said, I always wanted one. He said, get her one too, and got her a Cadillac.
He was the only guy I knew that would give
goes.
away cars. Like one time he was at the Cadillac dealership. He was looking at a car and a black lady was looking at it and she
Manny
says,
Person.
Huh?
Manny Person.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
And he bought it for her.
Yes.
Yeah. And she said, oh, I love that car. She said, I wish I could have it. She said, well, you just got it. And that's the way he was, you know. Just put that on my bill.
There were times when
Big time
he
boss.
gave extraordinary gifts to people that he didn't even know. I remember we were driving once down Wilshire Boulevard, and there was a Cadillac dealership, and he peeked in and he saw these two women, a young girl and her mother, looking at this car. He told the driver, I want to go in. And he went up to the young girl and he said, that's a pretty car. And she said, oh my God, you're Elvis Presley. He said, yeah. He said, that's a nice car, isn't it? She said, oh yeah, well, we're just looking, you know, we were just kind of walking down the street and we thought we'd come in and look at the car. He said, is that the kind of car you like? And she said, oh yeah, but you know, I'm a student. And he actually purchased the car for this girl and her mother that he'd never laid eyes on before, but he just saw them looking as if they wished they could afford a car like that.
So then part one, that's where we were trying to get to. We hadn't gotten this far. So we thought we were like, oh, is he just buying cars from random people? Because in part one, he hadn't gotten there yet. So Yeah, this is like the third or that's 3 or 4 already he just bought for random people.
Man,
Yeah, say it. I wish I ran into him.
yeah, I might need to see if we could go up there and see if someone could roll up on us. Or
Man,
something,
because
yeah.
that's a lucky day for just
you
for
gotta
people
go
just looking, admiring the car, and they get a brand new car, a Cadillac at that.
And then you go play the lotto right after that.
Amazing,
Man.
amazing.
In our cars, and we drove to Beverly Hills, to Lou Eller's Cadillac dealership on Wilshire Boulevard. And when that salesperson saw Elvis come, you could see his eyeballs just turning to dollar signs. You know?
He's like, I'm gonna sell a whole bunch of these
Elvis
today.
said to all of us, pick out a car that you want. And everybody picked out a Cadillac. It was unbelievable. I had the most beautiful black Cadillac convertible.
Ooh.
We loved that car.
So he loved to see
You
my
haven't had
smile.
one better since.
Surprised he didn't keep it.
He gave to me Eldorado Cadillac. But no reason to give to me. I had the car, but he said you should be more comfortable and then a more luxury car instead of the small car to driving.
Did you see the guy comment on our last video that said he actually trained with this guy?
I didn't see that one. No. He trained with him.
Yeah.
Man, I love the subscribers and the people commenting. It's always great
Always
and
some
for
good
fun
stuff,
facts
man.
and
It is.
information.
You know, in the South, beauty pageants were big, and I had a nice little run on them. So I had put myself through university, just, you know, winning pageants. So I was Miss Liberty Bowl, and I had this little Vega that didn't have any air conditioning on it. It was just a little standard car, and he laughed at me and made fun of my little Vega. So before I knew
that
it,
her?
I had a beautiful blue Lincoln Continental. And then a few years later, I got a Cadillac Seville for Christmas. And then he saw this beautiful yellow Pantera, and he said, you'd look great in that car. I want to get that for you. I said, Pantera? Really? I don't know how to drive a stick shift. He said, well, I'll teach you. So he got the car and took it for a drive.
I'm not familiar. I was just about to
ask.
I'm not familiar with Pantera. Like,
Who makes those?
it seemed like he liked American cars, so I'm assuming American, right?
I wonder how big it is, because
Looks like a little sports
those
car.
other the Seville is a smaller Cadillac, but
Smaller
it's still
than
huge.
smaller than the Coupe de Ville or the.
It's still big though.
Yeah, it's big, but it's not as big.
And she has a Lincoln Continental.
Which are huge. So Elvis loved the American cars, of course, but I'm not familiar with that vehicle right there.
It looked like a sporty one.
Yeah.
Drive. And we came back from the test drive, and he said, "I'm taking this car back. You can't have it. You'll get killed in it."
Oh,
I said, "Well,
fast.
okay, that's fine. I didn't need another car anyway."
She had two.
You said it was a three-wheeler. That's the one he drove you around the block in?
Especially, you got a three-wheel automobile.
No, that's a Cadillac?
No, that's a German Messerschmitt.
Oh, okay. That's what he gave you? He gave you the Messerschmitt?
It's a three-wheel automobile with a bubble top. A lot of people offer me money for it. It's not for sale. It's like an airplane without wings. And the bubble top, it opens up.
He still has the car, he said?
I didn't hear.
Burgundy,
Interior?
black, cool, sharp. Hey, ooh, what is that? Everybody, ooh, ah, what is that?
A Messerschmitt.
Have you ever seen one? There's something. It's a German Messerschmitt. You can have all the Cadillacs you want, you can't get a Messerschmitt.
One of the first things he said was, "I have a car coming for you tomorrow," and I said, "I don't need it." And he was sort of taken back, and he said, "What do you mean you don't need it?" And I said, "Well, I have one. You can't drive but one at a time." And so he said, "Well, hell, Miss Cock," he said, "whether you want it or not, it'll be here tomorrow." And it was a beautiful white Pontiac. And he told me, he said, I would have bought you a Cadillac, but a Pontiac is less to maintain.
He said, "Well, it's yours." He tried to hand me the keys.
That's GM, right?
And I said, "No,
Pontiac?
no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, boss, it's not." And I turned around and walked away. I went back and got in the Rolls Royce limo. He comes over there. "Sonny, what's wrong with you? You can't tell me that you didn't want a Cadillac convertible when you were a kid and you saw people." I said, "Well, yeah, but you seem to always be given and we seem to always be taken."
Huh.
He said, "Sonny, you're given when you don't even know you're given. I put you guys through a lot sometimes."
I called.
That's why he did it. We talked about
we
that.
were kind of getting out that on the first part about just
What they
even
did for him.
and just being around him and being genuine to him.
Doing
'Cause-
doing
because
things for him though.
right, because not only that, because he's so famous, he can't just have regular friends and just have like the people around him. He obviously
Those were his buddies.
those were his people, so I can see why he did that for him. That's dope.
Messerschmitts and Panteras and whatnot. Buying all type of whips, man.
Yeah, no, the women got the whips too, but his partners, like that's dope. How he took them all, go get whatever you want. Those were his buddies, you know.
Administration the next morning, and I said, "I don't know what to do about this." I said, "Elvis has given me a car," and I said, "I've told him I don't need it." And so one of the vice presidents came up and we talked about it, and I said, "I don't want to cause any problems for the hospital." And he said, "I think it would cause a bigger problem if you turned it down."
He started talking to the nurses, and something came up about cars.
But yeah, that was good, man. Elvis, he pretty
Kind of
much
cut off on us, but
He cut off on us, but we'll continue this when we got do a part 3. I think there's a little bit more.
okay, we'll find the third part.
But
Just
everything that we talked about on the first one is pretty much what it was getting to.
it was getting
on
to
this second
the
part.
thoughts and ideas that we had about the situation and him giving away cars and really needing people around him that were around him for him and not just because he was Elvis. And
I'm sure it felt uncomfortable taking a big old Cadillac from someone like that after you see him doing it for all these people, and then you take one, just like he said. Like
he said, "You always giving to us." Like he probably giving them so much stuff, clothes and cars, and he got tired. It
Houses.
just felt bad for taking. But man, like he said, you don't know what you've given me. He's just a genuine dude.
He
Like,
was, man.
That's crazy. Just being that famous, that rich, and that giving. That's dope.
Yep, we're going to find the part 3 for y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and we up out of here.